Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Canadian Football Central CFL content for the fans, by the fans. And we got another signing here. And this is actually one that, it's funny, we were going to cover it. However, this video is going to be coming out a little bit earlier than expected because it seems like we've been having some people asking what our thoughts are on this. This is Adarius Pickett returning to Toronto after 2 seasons with the Ottawa Redblacks. He will sign in Toronto. And do we know exactly how long this deal is, or do we not, Rick?
This is a...
Because I don't see anything regarding...
1-year deal.
Okay.
$191,000.
Oh, we actually have terms. Okay.
Bonus can make up to $202,000.
Interesting. Because what I see here is if we look at the article from 3 Down, this is from J.C. Abbott, as apparently Adarius Pickett had revealed that there were very limited negotiations between him and the Ottawa Redblacks, which had kind of been part of his departure. Adarius Pickett, this is just quoting J.C. Abbott here from the article. Adarius Pickett may be known as the party starter by fans around the CFL, but he couldn't inject life into contract negotiations with the Ottawa Redblacks. Speaking to the media on Friday after signing with the Toronto Argonauts, the 3-time All-Star opened up about his departure from Ottawa on Tuesday by way of an early release. While he remained professional about the situation, the 29-year-old suggested that the writing had been on the wall for some time. I think the biggest thing was the negotiations were real slow, almost none, says Pickett. The way the season went, I just would have thought it would have went in a different way. No disrespect to anybody, but I'm sitting here and I'm watching other top players get signed around the league, and I'm like, man, what's going on? I should be a real priority for Ottawa, especially with the season that we had last year, feeling like I wasn't. I'm talking to my agent, and I'm like, man, maybe we should do something about this. I've got nothing but respect for my teammates that I played with, and it was just interesting going through that whole negotiation period. Like I said, it was just real slow. Almost every time they were indecisive about if they wanted me or there or not. When that happened, you hit them up, talk about it, and then we mutually parted ways. So it's, you know what, this is something that actually sounds kind of... It almost like it was almost like he sees everything else happening around. And obviously, if you're a player in the CFL and you're kind of a big ticket player, but like a guy like Adarius Pickett, he got 84 defensive tackles last year, 14 special teams tackles. He got 2 sacks and an interception. This is not like a shrug your shoulders depth guy. You know what I mean? This is a guy you have on as a starter. And so you're wondering, where did this all go? And so if he's not hearing anything back and he's hearing crickets, at that point, you have to be like, okay, well, this is how they view me. They view me like this is my ceiling. You know what I mean? And I know that that's not true. I got to go and I got to make a name for myself again. And it makes sense that he'd want to go back to Toronto. As if we think about it, 2023, so he had played for 3 teams. He played for the Alouettes 21 and 22. Then 2023, he plays for the Argos. Then 2024, he plays for, and 2025, he plays for the Redblacks. When he was with Toronto, 105 defensive tackles, 18 games played, 19 special teams tackles, 6 sacks, and a forced fumble. I think it's fair to say, from a statistical perspective, that was his best year. So it makes sense that he would want to go back to Toronto. That was a system he had done very well under. It's kind of surprising that in Ottawa he wouldn't have heard anything back, especially in the sense of that it's Dinwiddie who's going over there, and Adarius Pickett had done very well under Ryan Dinwiddie. And so, as a head coach, so it's interesting to see him go back to Toronto, but he had a lot of success there. So I think he'll be welcome back there with open arms.
If you go a bit down into that article, it does mention that right when the news got released, Pinball hit him up right away. Literally 30 seconds later, everything was simultaneously happening back to back. Pickett said, I talked to him, talked to Coach Greg Quick. I talked to Coach Mike Miller. The interest level was really high from them. The other teams, it was kind of like...
sporadic throughout the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Respect to all the other teams, it's just like how Toronto did, like, how they did everything.
But you know what? But that's exactly how you do it. It's one of those things where if you're a player, especially if you're a starter, if you're a high-ticket player, if you're a guy that on the right night can move the needle. You know what I mean? Which this is a guy that's able to do that, as shown before in what I've said, and the numbers speak for themselves in that regard. It makes sense that this is, you want to jump on that right away. You want to show that interest and whatnot. If you're a player, you want teams to be like coming out to bat, being like, yeah, this is a guy we want on our team. Because if you think about it, that's exactly what drove him out of Ottawa. Is he's kind of like, okay, I'm like sitting here and I'm watching everyone signing all this money here. Are the Red Blacks thinking I'm not a priority? Are they thinking I'm an afterthought? Out of all these guys, out of all these maybe priorities and not priorities, are they putting me in that not priority camp? Because if that's the case and that's the ceiling they're giving me, give me something better. And so I can't blame a guy like that for wanting to get a change of scenery, going back to a place where he had a ton of success. He's making good money. And it's good to hear that he got the kind of respect that he had earned a bit from Pinball Clemens and the rest of the Toronto Argonauts organization.
Here's
that's going to work well.
Here's the thing that I was thinking, and this isn't just about the whole Pickett thing. I'm going to say this is across the whole league.
Okay.
There is a number of key stars that are still available.
Yeah.
You know, you have your Rick
has not
McManus,
re-signed.
your AJ Allen, your Tim Whites, your
Ouellette.
you know, like your key players.
Yeah.
Your James Butlers, you know, your Keyshawn Johnsons, AJ Ouellette's. You would think these players would already be signed already.
Yeah.
If teams wanted you back that bad, you can bet if I was the GM, if I was Jeremy O'Day with Saskatchewan, I would have been calling AJ Allen already.
Well, and even if we look at it, there's guys like James Vaughters, Willie Jefferson are still out there. Actually, there was an interview done. This was posted by Bombers Paradise. And if I just want to pick that up here, just because this is relevant to the Adarius Pickett stuff, is that if we take a look here, the Three Down Nation podcast, because I can't remember which one of the guys on Three Down made it, but they said they were intrigued by some of the comments made by Kyle Walters regarding Willie Jefferson, who had not re-signed. There are rumors. I'm not saying there's any truth to them. I'm just saying there's a rumor, and this was said by Three Down themselves on their podcast, that the Bombers may potentially be kind of lowballing Willie. We don't know if that's true, but it's one of those things when I hear that I think, okay, well, with this many stars around the league, and if that's a potential for happening here, is that what's going on in these instances? Is it a mixture of what happened to Adarius Pickett, where guys are just not hearing from the team, and so they don't know where it's at, and it's just crickets? Or is it instances where the negotiations with a lot of these teams are ongoing, but there's no signing? Like for example, Malik Karnik. We had talked about how with what's his name retiring from
Micah Johnson.
Micah Johnson retiring from Saskatchewan, that Carney is going to be a big priority. Heard nothing from that. Nothing about AJ Allen. Nothing about AJ Ouellette. There's tons of guys available still.
Look at Wint McManus, for example. He spent, the last 4 or 5 seasons with Toronto? He's always made over 180 to 200,000 because his career's, I wouldn't say his career's coming down, but he's getting up there in age. Are they trying to lowball him because they have, what's the other player on their team right now? Give me 1 second. Isaac Darkangelo. He put up outstanding numbers last year. Are they just lowballing him so that, he'll feel the pressure that if he go, because I can guarantee you, if McManus goes to free agency, some team's going to throw the Brinks truck.
Absolutely. But I mean, if we kind of get back, because this is a Adarius Pickett video, so I don't want to get too kind of far off track. But with Adarius Pickett, if you look at his numbers through his career, he had done very, very well in a lot of places that he was at. Like if we even just look back to his time in college, he went to college and he played for UCLA. He was there 2014 through 2018. And each year, if you look at that tackles number, it's going up, up, and up year after year after year, despite the fact that actually in his last year, even though he had started 12 games, I'm just looking here, started 12 games. He had 2 interceptions that last year. He had 123 total tackles in 12 games. Done very well there. Then was on the Chargers. Didn't play any games there, so it might have just been practice roster or whatever it is. Didn't dress ever at any point, which leads him 2021 to the Alouettes, which brings him into the CFL. And generally in the CFL, his numbers in his first year, they were decent, but not nearly kind of where it is now. Not to say that it was bad. I don't think he got the field time, because it says 14 games played, but that just means games dressed. It doesn't actually mean like start. So I'm assuming that he had gotten a lot more starts after that, because then going into that second year, that's when he gets a lot more time. The good thing about Adarius Pickett, the least amount of games he's ever played in a season, 13. This is not a guy that, like, how many guys have we seen in the CFL where they'll get an injury on week 2, and then like week 20, oh hey guys, I'm back, and it's like,
yeah, but you got to remember though, Adarius Pickett, I can't remember if it was last year he just came back. So 23-24, he did injure his Achilles.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is
not an easy injury to come back from.
No, but what I am saying is there's a number of players in this league that's their value will be hurt by the fact that staying healthy has been a problem. You know what I mean? Where I think Adarius Pickett is a guy that his reputation, again, 13 games played out of 18 is the least he's ever dressed for in a CFL season. That's pretty good. You know what I mean? And even then, his last season, as well as his one season he was with the Argonauts, he dressed all 18 games. And so I think that is a factor that comes in when looking at it as salary. Not saying that he didn't earn it, but just saying that all those things kind of matter. And so in general, I think this is a good move by the Argonauts. Really, really impressed by the way that Argonauts management jumped on this right away. That is the way to do business. You know what I mean? Is to show that you care, show that you're interested, and move things forward. And they did that with Adarius Pickett. They got the deal done, and for the next year, he'll be a Toronto Argonaut. Is there anything else you got there, Rick? Or
yeah. Oh, I wish that this tampering window would freaking hurry the F up, because it's freaking killing me every day.
Oh, don't worry, Rick. We got a lot of videos we still have to record the next couple days. Apologies to anyone
other than
who are
that,
waiting on stuff.
Don't forget. I'm going to keep on putting this out there. Do not forget February 10th over on Hamilton Sports Central. I will be doing a long live stream for covering the free agency. I already have my 4 devices, 3 monitors.
He's all set up. So make sure you guys check that out. Another thing is we have a player interview that will be coming up in the future. I'm not going to announce it yet because we'll be putting out our announcement on all our socials. Rick's aware of exactly what it is, but we're going to have some fun with that.
We did do one earlier today, though.
And I was just about to mention, earlier today, we will have at this point, uploaded our interview with BC Lions kicker Sean White, which was an absolute blast. So if you guys haven't checked that out, make sure you guys check that out. It's a little bit over an hour. It's fun, though. Honestly, there's a lot of good stories he has that you probably will see in the YouTube Shorts feed coming soon. So, so thank you guys so much for tuning in. Make sure you guys leave a like on the video, share it around, and subscribe if you haven't already. Also, Rick looks like he wants to say something.
Oh, I was just reminding you to don't forget to plug the Discord and keep the conversation going.
You're goddamn right. Link in the description below to the Discord, where we discuss all things CFL related. And like you said, keep the conversation going. Thank you guys so much for tuning into this video, and we'll see you guys next time.